Yeah, I guess I'm in a different place, so I'm recording another video, man. Man, I just caught some young dudes, you know what I'm saying? They was trying to fish, but they were talking about getting their license and whatnot. And I was just letting them know, man. When I remember before I got my license, I used to be on the bus, and you know I seen people everywhere, especially on the west side. But you know, yeah, the ducks. I don't know what's going on with the ducks. Maybe I should walk over here and record with the ducks and see what's going on. Maybe it was a mating type of thing because I've seen birds who were trying to mate. What appears to be the male duck would be trying to mate with the female duck, and the female duck would play hard to get, is what I would call it. I don't know if that's exactly what's going on, but that's what it looked like, you know, as far as like what human behavior is. It's like, damn, it's the female bird doing the same thing. But anyway. But yeah, you know, I remember when I was younger, catching the bus, going everywhere, going to the mall, going to the different places where people were at. And we would see, while we was on the bus, we would see people all on the streets, especially on the west side. We would see people all over the streets. When we got our license and we started driving, we didn't really go to these places. We would go out to like the clubs. But, excuse me, whenever I did get in the car and go around these places where I used to ride the bus, I ain't see nobody. I ain't see no females. And they're like, dang, where everybody at? And you know, mind you, when I got my license, it was long after I was catching the bus. I didn't get my license till I was what, 2005. Till I was 23 or 22. But I was catching the bus going everywhere starting when I was 13. And so, but I was just telling the young guy, like, hey, bro, you get that license, you ain't gonna see nothing, bro. You gonna everywhere you used to go, you used to be like, oh, I'm gonna get boy when I get my license, get my car, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, and you know, you probably had many places to go, but when you get your license and you get your car, boy, when you go to these places, it ain't gonna be jumping like that, bro. And it's crazy how it works. It just made me think of how life is in general, how everything seems good in this world, but when you get it, it's not what it seems. It's not that serious. It ain't popping like that. Nothing about life is popping like that, period. But on the other hand, let's say you piling a bunch of rocks because you think you out here looking for rocks to collect rocks, and then you got so many rocks that as you move the rocks to make space for more rocks, the rocks is causing friction and catching sparks. And you find out those sparks or that fire is what you were looking for, but didn't even know it. But that what you knew is what you was collecting or looking for in order for things to come together and create that spark that you were looking for. And that spark is always there. No matter where you at, no matter what conditions, as long as you can spark that fire will be there. And that's what it's like with self, God, spirit, however you identify that best conveys the idea to you, conveys the concept or whatever I'm saying to you. That's what you were looking for all along. And when you look for it, you ain't gonna keep collecting rocks to spark a fire. If anything, it's like, where does fire come from? And long story short, you see where the fire comes from. It's like that's where everything comes from. Everything in this temporal, material, earth, time. That's what you were looking for the whole time. And when you find that, yeah. So hopefully you get the point. There's a word ineffable, that if nothing else, I learned it from reading Gnostic Christian texts. Or maybe I can just say Gnostic. Whatever it is that if you wanted to look it up and research what a word was being used, you can, go ahead and look up the Gnostic text of Christianity. But anyway, I got it from the Gnostic text that I can first recall. But no matter what I got it from, it's the fact that it is, I know it, things like that. Ineffable means that which can't be spoken or it can't be put into words. What you just experienced was that I can't put in the words. I can't put it out of words. I can't put it in the feelings or out of feelings or anything. It's just, it is what it is. It is as it is. It is such. It is thus. Thusness, suchness. Whatever that means to you at the time that you receive it, that's what it means. But whatever difference you define or find at a later time, that is also it. You look in the mirror, it's not that which is reflecting is different things in the reflection. It's all one reflection. That's what this is. This is similar to that. When you go to sleep and you have a dream, do you get mad at people in the dream? Do you? When there's one, there's none. 0 and 1. When there's one, there's none. Just take it in. When there's one, there's none. So to have that one, you got to do it. To have that 0, you actually got to do away with the one, and that 0 being the only one. Being the only one, there is no one. Because for there to be a one, what else is there for us to even have the capacity or the potential in mind to hold that concept? Life is what we make it, as they say. It is. It may not be what we straightway make it. It may not be a straight accumulation of things that we make it, but it is that which we make it. Even if we didn't make this life during this life. Which is why I would tell people, do right or the best whenever you can, as much as possible. You ain't gotta believe. You ain't gotta know what I'm talking about. You ain't gotta know God. You ain't gotta know anything or believe in anything. As long as you doing the best, doing the most good and as much as possible, you are going to see what life is. You're going to see what this is, bruh. Sis, if I must say that, I know how the times is, but, they're just my colloquial. But anyway, you're going to see what this is. And it's not there's a this as in there's a that, as much as the one thing that this is, you're going to see. That's what I should say. The one thing that this is, you're going to see what this is. And I'm not saying like, oh, I see what it is type of thing, as much as you notice something, take note of something, see something, know something, and you keep moving on. You, as a matter of fact, you in the NBA, you win a game, you win a playoff series, you win the championship. No matter what you win, it's about the next game. You're not, whatever game you win, when that game is over and you won, it's actually about the next game, not this game that you won. Think of it like that, so to speak. And after that game, and when that game takes place, it's about the game after that. Then the game after that. Championship game, okay, you got a while, you know what I'm saying, to hold your win. Your win mean a lot. And I'm gonna take that to somewhere else. But you get your championship and you win that, you got a while to hold it, and then It's about the next game during the next season. And it's been about the game for the next season since the championship was won. Over the next 3, 4, 5 months that you've been chilling, it's been about the next game. To somebody at some level, the championship would seem like it don't even matter, and what's the point of striving for it? Let's say there is no point for striving for it, neither is there not a point for striving for it. If that's where you at, that's what you doing. Everything attributes to something else. Nothing is the independent thing itself. And so we can sit here and say basketball is sports. You know, you just playing games, having fun. But all that relates to something else that ain't related to it. Just like anything else, everything is related to something else. That water is leading to my to my hydration. What that water outside of me got to do with it? Other than me going through certain conditions for that to be. Even if it was supposed to be, my ancestors went through the conditions for it. They went through whatever to cause the condition for me to need it. And so it don't even really matter. Yeah, okay. I mean, you drink the water, okay. And you need water, as we say. But how do you know you need water if you ain't never went without it? If you always had water, how do you know you need water? I'm sorry, if you always were drinking water, how would you know you need water? If you never drank water, I can say, how would you know you need water? But that's what I'm saying. You go through the experience of not having water, and you go through whatever to the point where you actually get water and you solve something that you didn't know you were solving, or whatever the case. Just like, you know what I'm saying, I was saying earlier, you know, how you know. Yeah. Yeah, I had a quick interruption, man. But anyway, so you drank the water. You know, not to say that you had to drink the water to know you need it, but I am saying, how do you know you need the water you've never drank? You can drink anything, but I'm saying, if somebody ain't drank pure water, how do they know they need it? They may be in the situation or in the position where they need it based on those who know about water, while they who don't know about water don't know. That's kind of why I'm leaning toward what I'm saying. And I'm trying to be more concise because I'm trying to keep the video as short as possible, which at 13:32, I don't know. The numbers, man. But anyway, remember, this is called a tangent line, and everything connects together, I'm sure, at this point. You know, everything can be held together in your mind if you're watching this. But for those who have doubt, or those who ain't connecting dots, so to speak, at least know this is the tangent line. If you don't know what a tangent line is and you haven't watched any of my previous videos, I would suggest you go and look up, numerous sources to see what that means. But with that being said, tangent line, basically where two points meet. Where two lines meet. They go in all different kind of directions, but they meet somewhere. That's what a tangent line is, pretty much. Simply put, at least that I can say. But with that being said, How do you? It's not that I'm saying how things are or not or anything like that. It's just more of do I pulled this from Buddhism. They call it expedient means. Whatever expedient means for you to see what's to be seen, hear what's to be heard, think what's to be thought, touch what's to be touched. That's all that matters. When that is the case, then there's nothing else to worry about. It's like we can roll the dice. It don't matter what comes out. This person is good for the money, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? If I roll and I lose, they'll give me some money. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what God is. If you want to put it like that. And all this God is one, as I mentioned earlier, as far as I guess on the other video, really monotheism. When I said that, one God, one the base of the word theism is the, like in the the in theology and theosophy, Theophilus, Theo. Theo's supposed to mean God. You know what I'm saying? But monotheism, one God. One God, God is one. If God is all things are God, then whatever we have thought previously is wrong. Period. Everything that we think from that point on is correct. I guess we just, if you like me, you just have to learn to see how that is the case. Not you ain't gotta figure it out what it is and know what it is. You just have to know that this is the case, that this is always right. From that point on, it is always right. When you in sin, you speaking from sin. Sin, I got a huge, big ass dictionary. Yes. It's that big that I had to put that adjective on it. It's not even the adjective really, but I'm using as an adjective. And y'all, to emphasize what I mean, but it's not United States restricted. It's actually different nations that would access this dictionary based on the publishing notes, the bibliographical notes. But anyway, well, actually, since I'm saying that, I got to say this first. When I look up the word God in this dictionary, I look up different sources, but I'm just mentioning this one dictionary. But when I look it up, it takes me here, it takes me there. When I look at the etymology, it's like, see this word, look up that etymology, see this word. So, in so many words, it means that which we call upon. I mean, hey, we can't argue that which we call upon. Okay, God is who we call upon, or what we call upon, within concept but that we are familiar with. Let's say everything we speak, all speech, all things is a calling on God. Because whatever you endeavor on, you ain't looking to fail. Who's doing something looking to fail? If you're doing something looking to fail, your success apparently is the failure. If nothing else, it's like if you letting someone who is not good at something appear to be good at something by letting them win. I had got a phone call. It's always I'm talking about, man, it's always something to break me up, you know. Not to stray too far away from what I was saying, but man, like, okay, let's say, to put it in context, to lead to this point, there's no point, there's not anything that what I'm saying, but when you know it, no matter what I'm saying or what you think. It is what it is, you know it, I know it, whatever. Man, it seemed like with this memory stuff, man, let's say I'm able to receive the first highs off things. When we do stuff that we have a habit of, is basically us chasing the first high, and we just keep doing it. It becomes a habit automatically, rather we trying to do it or not. So let's say without the memory, it's like I get to recapture the first high, but with the first high would be everything else that has come along that wasn't a part of the first high. You know, the first high that get you hooked on something. No matter what you do, the things that come along later that you see the flaws of it are not even there, and it keeps you doing that, which is why it's a habit. Because all you remember is that first high. Man, I got a name for these birds I see. I know you hear the ducks. And so what it's called, man, let me just show y'all, man. Can I flip the camera around? Yeah, I can't even flip the camera around, so I gotta turn it around. Yeah. And see, that's a whole nother subject right there, that quantum physics, man. What is it? I forgot what it's called, but they did the double slit theory, and it says that the observer affects that which you're measuring or looking at. When you ain't looking at it, it can be anything and take place as anything. But when you look at it, it's only gonna take place for that which you're looking at or looking for, whatever. These up was just kind of, I don't know, on some other shit. So I tried to capture it. They all cool, calm, and quiet. Which I heard the noise in the background though. But I tried to record it. And I only did that with plenty of animals. That's exactly what happened. They know where it's recorded. If you ever look at an animal documentary, they know when they record it, and you can see it. Because that's another example. God is everything. Everything is God. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing but God. When there's one, there's none. And since there's none, what are you talking about? What are you feeling bad about? What are you feeling good about? How you gonna feel good about something as if there's something to feel bad about? As if there's another thing to feel good or bad about. You feeling good about this one thing as if there's another thing to feel good or bad about. Since it's all God, man. You know what, man? I'm saying too. Maybe I'm going too deep and going over people's heads, and I don't know how to quiet. I don't know how to tone it down for you. Yeah, I know my lips looking at you, but I don't know how to tone it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all have that, man. Get with it or get listening.